Thinking that it happened overnight, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it, all about it till we spoke in person. Don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough, toying with them, don't get wound up. How you wound up? Another number in the round up. Put the town up, I built this thing up from the ground up. And if I bounce up, I get my crown stuck. Green light go, got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA4. All the kids sing along like EIO. Every time when they see my show, thinking that it happened overnight, yeah, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. Look,
out my way, I ain't built this in a day, but you know I'm here now to stay. I'm hungry, boy, I'm not here to play.
Thinking that it happened overnight, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait.
Good evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa for another Raccoon River Conference matchup tonight between the visiting North Polk Comets and your Bondurant for our Blue Jays. Doubleheader tonight, starting with women's action. Patrick Meyer here with Chad Carlson on the call. How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing well, Patrick. I think the word I would describe tonight is blessed, fortunate. I think just off the top here, I think it's important for us to acknowledge our friends at Perry and Perry High School. And we're blessed because we get to sit here in a gym tonight and watch high school kids do what they love to do, and that's play high school basketball. Very fortunate to be able to do that. And, of course, our hearts are with the community of Perry, with their faculty and staff, all their educators, their students, and their families throughout the community in this very, very difficult time. And our hearts are out to them. Of course, our one big connection is Coach Ben Anderson, our girls varsity basketball coach. Our head coach is a high school graduate of Perry, where his dad was a school administrator there. And the day weighed heavy on him and all of us in the education world. And we are Blue Jay brethren with them tonight and going forward. And again, our hearts are out with them, and we're going to think about them a whole lot in the days to come.
Yeah, really been a lot of prayers for them from all over, and really been thinking about them a lot. We could talk a lot more about that, but I think for everybody, I think we're ready to talk about a little bit of something else tonight, too,
Absolutely.
while we think about them. And so we'll move on to basketball tonight with a conference matchup. The visiting Comets coming in at 8-2 overall, 6-0 in conference. They were a state runner-up last year. Lost a key player or two, but clearly was more of a reload than a rebuild. For your Blue Jays, we're coming in 3-6 overall, 2-5 in conference, and just trying to clean some things up and see if we can make a little bit of a run here. So, probably keys for the Blue Jays. You probably have some keys for the Blue Jays.
Well, I think, the main thing's offensive and defensive efficiency, not inefficiency. It's efficiency. They want to be real solid and make the most of their offensive possessions, not have empty possessions where they're turning the ball over, but to get good shots and shoot at a high percentage. And then on the defensive end, rebounding is really going to be a key. This is a good North Polk team. There's no question about that. And to limit them to one shot is really going to be crucial. So get good shots, convert at a high percentage, limit North Polk to one shot, and really eliminate those turnovers.
As we look forward into tonight, starting lineups expected for the Comets. Starting at guard, number 22, junior Abby Tuttle. Starting at guard, number 24, junior Jada Pody. Starting at forward, number 32, senior Kaylee Kadelka. Starting at center, number 33, junior Becca Agard. And starting at guard, number 40, junior Greta Dillinger. For your Blue Jays, we're going to have guard number 2, junior Aubrey Haynes. At guard, number 10, senior Hannah Green. At guard, number 14, senior Abby Neville. At forward, number 33, junior Erica Lyle. And at center, number 41, senior Chesney Steenhook. If you look kind of for the Blue Jays, they're led offensively pretty consistently by Chesney, averaging 14.4 points per game, along with almost double-digit rebounds. Really always a key for our game, I guess, is to keep her involved, out of foul trouble, and active.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was the key before. In the first half of the season, it's going to be the key in the second half of the season. And, I think the one thing we've seen out of Chesney each of the last 2 years is she gets better and better as the year goes on. And, I would expect her to do that. She's got her senior year here in front of her. As a former head coach myself, these last 6-7 weeks of the season, you're constantly reminding your seniors, it's almost over. It's almost over. That sense of urgency that you have to remind them of. And I think Chesney is going to buy into that, and I think she's not going to leave anything on the court. And I would expect a great effort from her tonight. It's your one of your biggest, if not your biggest, rivalry. And going forward and getting a win tonight would be a huge upset and a whole lot of fun for our girls.
All right, we'll step aside for the national anthem.
Thank you. Please remain standing as we honor our country with the singing of the national anthem by members of our select choir.
The other player you saw on that impact stat page was Hannah Green, who I think really has a key role. She was our Vision Bank Player of the Week right before Christmas, and I really think her defense might be a key to this because you got to find some way to slow down Abby Tuttle, and her length might be something that we try to engage there to slow her down a little bit, especially from long range.
Yeah, definitely, and Hannah also a third-year performer here with the Blue Jays, along with the other senior starter, Abby Neville. Those seniors, they're sense in the end. I mean, it goes fast, and especially once you hit January, it gets to be a blur. So totally agree with you. Hannah Green's also another key, and just is a real steady hand out there for the Blue Jays.
Agard wins the tip, tips it ahead to Pody. Up to Tuttle at the top.
Blue Jays in a 2-3 zone.
Agar 3, Kadelka's 3 is off, or Dillinger's 3 is off, goes out of bounds.
I think we're going to see some pressure here. Looks like a 2-2-1 zone trap. So they'll let the ball get inbounds, and then they'll try to force it up the sidelines.
Maybe a little too long trying to get it across, but we do get it over the court. Neville over to Green, back to Haynes.
Against that pressure, you gotta fake passes to make passes. Move the defense with the fake and then make the pass.
Oh, and Agard in the paint has been known to be a problem as she's 6'3", and those turnaround shots just don't seem to work as well. Haynes shot up, no good. Agard gets that first rebound.
Good opening look there.
I think it tipped off a Blue Jay. I thought maybe it tipped off a Comet as well, but it's going to stay Comet ball.
Yeah, it looked like maybe that second touch, but not to be.
Dillinger into Tuttle. Tuttle wraparound kick out. Back over to Dillinger. Quadruple team around her as everybody collapses in. Ball ends up in Tuttle. Tuttle drive shot up, no good. Chesney's able to get the rebound, tries to save it as she got pushed away, and we're going to get a foul. Tough because Chesney got the rebound and then got a little bump and got out of position.
Yeah. Maybe could have been a foul call there, but instead the first foul of the game is going to go on Erica Lyle.
Chesney doesn't move easily, so contact is likely the cause, but Agard turnaround jumper, no good. Haynes jumps up and steals that rebound.
Really nice rebound, and got to attack the boards tonight. There's one of our keys.
Green pulls it back out. Thought maybe she'd drive into the lane. Not necessarily her most frequent strength, but can make a layup, obviously.
Man-to-man defense from the Comets. Person to person.
Tuttle tried to take that one away. Green able to track it back down. 7 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure we're necessarily aware of that. Pass attempt on the backdoor cut, not able to secure it. Going to be a turnover. Kudelka came away with it. Tuttle, Dillinger in the corner for three. It's good. Nice ball movement from the Comets there. Hard entry pass there. Taken away by Kudelka. Tuttle for three, and it's good. And we're going to get a quick timeout. Trying to force a little bit of action inside, and kind of been the nature of the beast all year for the Blue Jays is not taking care of the ball as well as we need to.
Exactly, and I think I'm not trying to get into Coach Anderson's head, but if I could guess, I know off that first screen on the second possession, Aubrey was open for the three.
Yeah.
And that's a good shot for her. That's not a bad shot. I think she was a little hesitant and reluctant. That's part of that efficiency. You know, you might be 1 out of 3 on those shots, but that's a great percentage. We got a good pep band going on tonight. But that's a shot she can't hesitate taking again. Yeah. And not that, you know, she wants to get into Caitlin Clark country where she's shooting 34 shots in a game, which I'm okay with Caitlin Clark shooting that many shots.
No, I'd say Keegan Murray territory where you can miss the first three and you still have to take that open fourth one because, you know, Caitlin's a different beast, obviously, as she shoots from logos and 30 times a game, and no matter what, she's going to get enough of them to go in. Tuttle, layup, steal, and good.
Yeah, just Morgan Muller, the victim of the turnover there.
Neville for three. In and out.
That's the one that's got to be taken, though.
Agard with the rebound. Little hesitation, kick out. Pody for three, air ball, rebound, Tuttle. She's going to tell you that was an assist. Tuttle puts it in for two. Yeah, nice crowd from the pep band. I'm pretty sure you can always tell when they're here through the microphones because they are definitely loud and proud when they're here, and they're right to our left and a real asset to the environment anytime we want to have a big game.
Yep.
Agar shot up, no good. Green gets the rebound. I do believe we have quite a few games the rest of the season with them here.
Most of the Fridays, at least till the early February.
Yep. So that'll be a fun time. Haynes pull up two, no good. Agard gets the rebound. Credit to the box out for Kudelka. Pody with it up top. Dillinger now. Dillinger tries to cut the other way, has to pick up the dribble. Cross court, Agard layup. Good vision there on the pass.
Again, they're going to wait till you get across half court, then they're really going to attack those trapping zones right there. That's just a bad place to pick the ball up.
Chesney step through drive. Not enough on the left-hand shot, but nice step through to avoid the charge. Tuttle passes it up. Kudelka for three. Going to be long. Agard gets the rebound. Cuts. Pody layup, no good. Chesney gets that rebound. Agard averages only 7 rebounds a game, which seems really low considering how dominant she is in the paint. What a shot. Gets the roll. There you go. Good job, Morgan.
Good contribution from Morgan off the bench.
And we're going to get a timeout. Comets. Coach is mad they gave up a point.
I think it might be for the line shift as much as anything. Just a quick reset on what you're trying to do, and maybe a reminder of who their matchups are, and to make sure that they're guarding who's in the game. We also have some visitors from MediaCom here tonight.
We have a lot of extra cameras around as MediaCom Connections has their full allotment. They have some on the court. They have some up here by us, and a couple announcers as well. So
what's the like if you had a cable equivalency? What are we? What are they? Like ESPN and Peacock, or?
Well, I mean, I don't think we charge for subscription, so
that's true. So we're ESPN.
We're ESPN.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems right.
Okay.
Other than the announcers,
I'm not sure if we're the A crew, but we are the free service.
We're the 11 o'clock Big Ten football crew. If you're old enough to remember when the 11 o'clock Big Ten game was on ESPN. Tuttle drive, and they're going to get
Morgan Muller with the foul, it looks like.
On the floor, they said, I believe.
And Tuttle, just a junior. She was a problem last year.
Yeah.
And
she averaged 11 points a game last year, shot 36% from 3, and had 5 assists a game last year. A lot more assists last year because she had 3 seniors starting with her.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like that might have just been a trip over somebody else's foot.
I think it's just an unfortunate position that Hannah Green was in.
They called it on Chesney.
Okay.
So Chesney failed to catch her, and that was a foul.
That's interesting. I'm going to watch the replay of that.
Tuttle in the paint. Nice pump fake, step through left hand. No good.
Chesney didn't even touch her on that play.
I kind of wondered. Layup is good. That is Campbell Schultz in the game for North Polk. That's going to stay Blue Jay ball. Schultz in the game along with number 20, Lauren Osborne. 23 is Faith Sullivan. They join Tuttle, and 32, Kadelka, are the 5 on the court for the Comets.
You see North Polk really overplays those passing lanes. They're active with their hands because they get another deflection there.
Addison Brown checked in for the Blue Jays, number 30. Sophomore looking for some minutes. She's had a few games we've seen her in. This is probably one of the earlier times we've seen her in this year. And that might speak to just how things went over break. I know you get a few extra practices without any games, and sometimes that gives people an opportunity just like that. So Addison Brown gets a bucket.
Listen to you. You're like Nostradamus.
It has as much as anything me wishing different things happened with Hawkeye football.
Do you think the other crew's going to pull out a Nostradamus reference tonight?
Oh, well, I'm not sure they're predicting anything.
Oh, there's foul.
Nice. Good, strong finish by Chesney.
I could hear the slap from up here.
The foul is on, what they say, is that 32? Yeah, okay, so 32. Kaylee Kadelka gets her first foul. First to the Comets. 3 on the Blue Jays. Remember, 5 fouls in a quarter puts them in bonus, and it resets every quarter. We'll probably remind you of that all year long, mostly because we need to remind ourselves of that all year long. As Chesney hits the free throw, finish off the old-fashioned three-point play.
So good little run by the Jays after getting down 10-0. They've cut the lead to 7. Kind of settled in a little bit.
Tuttle to Schultz. Schultz with it.
Blue Jays now in a man-to-man defense, gotten out of the zone.
Osborne gets it in to Kadelka. No good on the shot. Chesney tip over to Haynes for the rebound. Aubrey pulls it back up. Chesney pump fake, drive, step through, right hand, no good. Good defense by Kadelka there. Agar with another rebound, that's her 5th. Osborne drive, right hand layup is good. Number 3, Claire Meislin in the game for the Blue Jays. Claire, a key part of Blue Jay Digital during football season. Muller lost the dribble on that. Comets are going to have Greta Dillinger come back in along with Jada Pody. And number 2, Maddie Nemmers checking in for the first time. For the Blue Jays, you're going to have Meislin, Muller, Brown, Lyle, and Neville on the court.
A little bit of a different lineup for the Blue Jays. One, I don't know if we've seen this combination this year.
Dillinger's 3 is no good. Addison Brown with the rebound. I would definitely think that we haven't seen this one.
It's not a big lineup. You've got Erica in there in the post and kind of a 4-guard look outside of that.
But outside of A-guard, this is a short lineup right now for the Comets as well. About as short as the lineup as they get. Dump off pass to Brown. Brown across to Lyle. Lyle layup, no good, but the foul is on A-guard.
Now that's the efficiency in the offense that we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, and that's good patience, taking care of the ball, making a good drive, penetration in the lane, nice dump pass. Didn't convert the basket, but get yourself to the free throw line.
Lyle's first one is good. 45% free throw shooter on the season. And hits them both.
That's got to bump that percentage up a little bit.
13 seconds. Shot clock is off as we near the end of the first quarter. Pody drive, layup, gets the bucket. Or Schultz, I'm sorry. Campbell Schultz. Muller, not quite there on the last second heave. We're going to go to the end of the first quarter. Blue Jays 9, Comets 18. A good time to thank our sponsor for this broadcast as well as all basketball broadcasts, the Bird's Nest. Bird's Nest does before and after school care as well as summer care. Just a great partner for all of you parents with students in the younger schools, as well as maybe employing some of your older students. And so a great opportunity there to get kids a little bit of experience working with the younger ones, maybe train them up to be future teachers, and mostly just being a nice, safe place for your little ones. So we thank Bird's Nest for their support of this, as well as all of the other broadcasts they've supported over the years. Thank you, Bird's Nest.
Well, I don't want to say it's what we expected, but we knew we'd be seeing a really, really good North Polk team here tonight, and they're off to an 18-9 lead. They're currently 6-0 in the conference, so they're this is the halfway point tonight with Game 7, and then you flip and you play the same schedule, but home and away coming back, so they are trending towards being undefeated headed in, barring a really solid Blue Jay turnaround here. Now they're in looks like a 2-3 zone that they're going to probably try to trap out of.
Hannah Green with it in the paint. Out to Lyle. Lyle comes back out to the top.
Again, you got to move the defense with the fake pass. You got to fake it to make it.
Nice strip there from Dillinger. Driving towards the hoop. Pump fake. Throws it up. Gets the lay-in. I think the 2 losses for the Comets, one of them is to Johnston, who's a dominant 5A team. Nice pass into Chesney. Chesney pump fake, gets the bucket. And the other one is to DCG, who was the state champ last year.
Yeah, really good job by Chesney there to give the shot fake, because Greta Dillinger's a little bit taller than most of the, A-guard.
A-guard, 6'3" is what they have her on the roster.
A little bit taller than a lot of the players she competes against.
A-guard into the paint, step through. They're going to get Abby, I assume.
I'm going to say that's going to be on Chesney, I bet.
Well,
yep.
It is on Abby.
It's on. Oh, okay. I looked at the wrong hand.
You're having it backwards.
I am.
Which, from up here, it looked like maybe Abby had the ball, but, we're a long ways away.
Yeah.
And definitely not gonna be unhappy with your guard giving a little bit of help defense low in the post like that. A-guard hits them both. Nice looking shot from your post player. Oh, tough spot. Way to get it out of there. Green over to Neville. Neville. Oh, Chesney just kind of got pushed out of the way there, which you don't see often with Chesney. Pody across to Agard. Agard left-hand lay-in. Nice pass and good finish.
6 for Agard.
Oh, just a little late on that pass to Chesney. Chesney now into a double team, and Agard's there to just swat that away. Chesney gets it back. No reset on the shot clock, so we're at 15 seconds.
Now they're back into their player-for-player defense and out of their zone.
Just a little miscommunication on that pass. Pody driving, kick out Dillinger. Dillinger now into the paint. All three Comet teammates were in that area.
Not
so
very good spacing for North Polk there.
Tuttle's pass into Kudelka's out of bounds. Yeah, I don't know which one was the intended recipient of the pass, but there was a lot of people there. Haynes cross court to Neville. Back to Green. Double team now. Good step through from Aubrey. Aubrey is going to be fouled before the pass. Foul is on 33, Agard. That's her second. That is something to keep an eye on, as there's only so many 6'3" players on a team, typically 1 or 0.
Yep.
So
yeah, you get another quick one on her and send her to the bench, and that maybe frees Chesney up to work a little bit more in the lane. Moving screen, that's going to be on Chesney, and that's going to be her second.
Which was the opposite issue that we were talking about, because we don't need 2 fouls on Chesney.
No, that's going to send her to the bench.
Addison Brown going to come in for her. Checking in also as number 21, Lydia Martin. Yeah. Abby Neville going to go to the bench.
And if we had video review, that'd be her first foul, because her first foul was not.
Definitely not on her.
Not
saying there wasn't a foul. It's just the wrong person. Agard didn't even have to jump for that rebound.
Now Erica Lyle's going to have her work cut out for her to keep Agard off the backboards and limit the Comets to 1 shot.
Erica's tall. She's probably a legit 5'11", maybe 6 foot.
Yeah.
But nice strip there from Haynes. See if we can push a little action here. Green out to Lyle. Lyle drives right at Agard. Back up top to Martin. Haynes waits for the screen from Lyle. 14 seconds now. Pass into Lyle. Might have got away with a double dribble.
Yeah.
Little goofy look to it. Shot is in. No good. Faith Sullivan with the rebound. Pass into Agard. Agard too hard off the backboard. Gets the own rebound, but then has steal or throws it away, however you want to look at it. Haynes to Martin. Just a little soft on that pass.
Yeah.
A little risky. Martin lost her footing, got it away before anything happened. I don't mind Lyle going right at Agard, seeing if you can find a way to draw that 3rd foul. Brown with a nice rebound, and then she's fouled. That foul is going to be on number 20, Lauren Osborne, her first. But that will be, the second of the quarter. The second quarter.
Yep. Right now the Blue Jays just trying to find a way to get the ball in the basket. Just not a whole lot of inside presence for them without Chesney in the game. And with that perimeter pressure, it's just hard to get scoring opportunities. Off the Comets, the Blue Jays will stay here.
Osborne was on the line with the contact of the ball, so. But so far, we need some open shots if you're not going to get the layups, and we haven't really been able to get that because, the Comets play some hounding defense for one. Bad pass right to number 14. Layup on the other end is no good. Rebound Tuttle. Tuttle right back up with it. Gets fouled and gets the roll.
That's 9 for her. Chance to get to 10 with the free throw.
Bluejays foul number 30, Addison Brown. First on
Good play by Campbell Schultz to start that break down the other way. Tuttle hits it. She is a 67% free throw shooter.
Checking in for the Bluejays number 5, Polk.
Well on her way to her 15-point per game average, which seems really low for as well as she shoots.
Well, I think maybe part of the product of that is they're in a lot of games where she doesn't need to play very much in the fourth quarter. But in a tightly contested game, I would think she's going to play 32 minutes.
Yeah. Haynes baseline, back to Lyle. Lyle out.
Yeah, just a little sloppy with her footwork, and I think there was maybe a time or two before that where she traveled. That wasn't a clear travel, but close enough that probably going to have to call that at some point.
Kudelka throws it up, no good. Addison Brown gets the rebound, is fouled while she's rebounding.
It's 3 team fouls now on both teams, so still 1 to give for each before the bonus.
That one is on Osborne. That's her second.
Comets are going to keep that pressure on.
I think we've seen 9 players from the Comets so far. Tuttle, I think, intended that one for Kudelka, but Kudelka had started a cut, so she thought it was intended for Faith Sullivan, and just goes out of bounds. We're going to need a few more of those breaks probably. Haynes cross court to Martin. Martin going the wrong direction. Haynes up to Brown. Brown over to Muller. Muller for 3, no good. Rebound, Osborne. Comets pushing ahead now. Tuttle left-hand layup is good. You know, we've had nights from Blue Jays like that too, where they just don't seem to miss. And Abby Tuttle seems to be having one of those tonight. Aubrey Haynes shot up, no good, right into the hands of Kudelka. Comets coming the other way. Tuttle cross court. Blocked by Haynes.
Aubrey's quietly having a really nice night. She's taking care of the basketball, really facilitating the offense. Really good job on the defensive end. Another turnover for the Jays.
Schultz shot up, no good, is fouled. She'll be shooting 2. I believe that's going to be on Aubrey. Yep. That's her first foul.
I'm just going to throw this out. North Polk has not missed a free throw yet tonight, Patrick.
Huh. Nice work out of you. Checking in for the Blue Jays, number 3, Claire Meisland, and number 14, Abby Neville. Martin and Lyle to the bench. In for the Comets, Dillinger and Agard, along with Pody, Tuttle. Second free throw is good, and Schultz.
I got to save that voodoo for special occasions.
Right? Oh, I would say that has to be a foul, and it is on Abby Tuttle. That is her first.
North Polk will stay in that trap look until the Blue Jays clearly have it across half court.
Well, Muller gets it up to Haynes.
Now they're back in a 2-3.
Muller tries to throw it out top, but Dillinger's waiting for it. Kicks it over to Tuttle. Now into Agard. Agard on Neville. Neville's going to get called for the foul. Agard gets the bucket. And that one, I think you just kind of have to let her go at it without drawing the foul, because
just go straight up.
There's only so much you can do giving up a foot.
Yeah, better to, contest hands in the face, and maybe that throws her off a little bit than to kind of stick the hand in the cookie jar and get caught.
Agard makes her free throw. That puts her at 9. Hannah Green into the game for Abby Neville. Mislin with it. Over to Green.
You just can't make any lazy passes against this defense. You just can't do it.
That ball was tipped, and Claire got a piece of it, but so did Agard, and left it with little chance of ripping it away. Not too often do you see the Blue Jays with only one senior on the court, but we just did. Is that the third?
That's
on
the moving screen there
on Agard?
Yep.
So third foul on her. I imagine you won't see her for the next minute 13.
No.
But yeah, typically we have 2 or 3 seniors on the court, so the being down to 1, a very youthful team right now for us. And Brown tried to kick it over to Green, but Dillinger just being pesky there, stepping in front of it. Goes the other way. Layup is no good. Mislin is going to be on the line. I thought maybe Dillinger was on the line before that and made contact, but
good hustle by Claire. She's not afraid to get on the floor and get after it a little bit. Blue Jays exclusively man-to-man, player-to-player defense now.
Tuttle, that's
kind of a bailout.
I don't like that because there's nothing you can do there.
Yeah, I think Morgan's going to get called for that, but no. They're going to call that on Hannah.
I mean, she just kind of dove through you, and you can't get out of the way, but you really can't draw the charge either because she dove at your knee.
Coach Ben Anderson with his palms up, like, what are we supposed to do?
The other side of that is when you've been as effective as you have, as Abby has this game, Tuttle, you're going to get some extra calls because what you've done has looked right. Under a minute now.
Did she make both of those, Patrick?
Yes. Mueller, step over to Haynes. Haynes, long two, no good. Might have been good from 3. Dillinger with the rebound. Shot clock, game clock, about the same. Schultz over to Pody. Pody brings it up top now. They're going to save it for that last shot. Tuttle now at the top. Screen. Tuttle 3 is good. She was going to save it for the last shot, but then she found herself open for 3, and she's not going to pass those up. Haynes shot, was close, but that's going to take us into halftime. 38-11, a rough quarter for the Blue Jays as they were outscored 20-2. We'll step away for halftime, and we'll be back for the second half. Go Blue Jays.
The Bondurant Farrar Athletic Booster Club was established over 20 years ago to support all sanctioned junior high and high school athletic programs. The club is comprised of athletic supporters, parents, and community members who strongly believe that quality athletic programs and experiences enrich the education experience for the hundreds of student athletes participating in a district sport each year. Each year, the Booster Club raises thousands of dollars that are reinvested into athletic programs. Dollars raised go to the purchase of items such as uniforms, equipment, unbudgeted team travel, team banquets, and state qualifier signs, and more.
Athletic boosters fund our uniforms for our 7 through 12 athletics. Annually, that is usually between $25,000 and $50,000. Without them, it would not be possible to keep our kids in new uniforms and get them the equipment that they need.
The Booster Club is really vital to the health of our programs here at Bondurant Farrar. They do a great job of providing a way for programs to get money for equipment, for example, for track, help out with hurdles, blocks, new high jump mat, etc. Without the Booster Club, it'd be really hard for programs to function without having to really do a lot of fundraising on their own.
The Booster Club raises money through the sales of concessions, Bluejay apparel, merchandise, special fundraising events, and sponsorships and donations. As the Bondurant Farrar community continues to grow, so does our athletic programs and the need for our support. The Booster Club is a great way to get involved and meet other parents and community members. Come join this fun and energized group. Bring your fresh ideas and love for Blue Jay student athletes and programs. Visit bfschools.org/Booster Club to learn more. Go Jays!
Hello Blue Jays, I'm Garrett Monson.
And I'm Maddie May.
Welcome back to the ring.
On this episode,
right, welcome back, Blue Jay fans, to second half action here in the girls starter, as the Comets have come away with a 38-11 lead at halftime. Blue Jays will look to maybe slow down that scoring a little bit and create a little bit of their own.
Yeah, and I think, in the locker room, all Coach Anderson and his staff can do is try to find some positive things. Like, let's build on some things. 27 points down. We're probably not going to win this game, but can we keep the game in this vicinity? Can we keep it around 25, 30 points at the end of the night and really have some things to build on for the rest of the season that we can feel good about?
Both team starters out on the court. Green shot, no good. Dillinger with another rebound.
Good aggressive play by Hannah Green there.
Pody, pump fake shot, probably foul that we didn't get called on there. Or pass interference is kind of what it looked like as you hold the arm as they run by. Agard kicks it out to Tuttle. Now, for those of you familiar with BC Moore, Comets coming in ranked number 3 in 4A. Blue Jays coming in 31st. Dillinger for a long three, and it's good.
Well, that's a nice-looking shot.
The spread, if you were into such things, would have been 32.5. So that's not worth anything. People don't gamble on high school sports, but it mathematically is what BC Moore does everything. So trying to beat that means you played better than what you had historically throughout the season. Haynes into Steenhook. Chesney going to step, drive, shot up, and good.
There's one of those positive things you can build on right there.
And she had, solo coverage as opposed to a double team like she's had most of the year, so she attacked it, even if it is a taller defender. Dillinger for 3, and not the way you wanted to see her start the second half. She had 5 points in the first half and already has 2 threes in the second to go with it.
Yeah.
So
Chesney can really go right at Agard here. She's got the foul advantage at this point.
Yeah. Haynes has it taken away. Dillinger up to Tuttle. Tuttle hits Agard in the paint. Turnaround left-hand shot up. No good. Green with the rebound.
And like Chesney likes to go to that left shoulder, Agard's always going to go to that right shoulder with her left hand.
Nice entry pass. Oh, Chesney not able to get the shot up over Agard.
Maybe 2 shot fakes.
Yeah. Well, but I don't know that she jumped either. Like, she just turned and went for the kind of standing shot as opposed to driving in layup and try to create some space. And it wasn't the typical layup attempt from Chesney.
Right.
Haynes all the way to the other side to Chesney. Chesney out to Green. Hannah back over to Aubrey. Chesney going to try and set up in the paint again. Green for 3. It's good. Her first bucket of the game.
Get some positive things going. Make some shots. Feel better about yourself. Keep playing with effort on the defensive end.
Pody gets the layup on a nice pass to her for her first basket of the game. Chesney for 3, off the rim, no good, into Agard's hands.
Again, that doesn't go in the category of a bad shot by any means.
Like, statistically, she's not having a lot of success from 3 this year, but the shot looks good. Yep. I mean, it doesn't look forced. It's Luka Garza-ish.
Yep.
You're not expecting it, but it doesn't make it look bad.
Uh-oh.
Dillinger for 3, hit again.
That happens. Somebody sees the ball go in the basket, and it just starts looking like a giant hoop.
9 quick points for Dillinger in the second half. Haynes gets it back to Green. Into Chesney. Lyle moving the ball around a little bit, not necessarily rushing anything.
Trying to stay efficient, not creating turnovers, and
nice shot there
for Hannah. And I'm 100% okay with Hannah hunting and looking for her offense.
Yep. Especially if you can come off that screen from Chesney, because Hannah's going to get in to the paint a little bit faster, but you get fouled on that one. Was that on Hannah?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Her second. Couple of reaching fouls on Tuttle.
Got a few players with 2 fouls, nobody with 3 for the Blue Jays. Becca Agard, the only player with 3 fouls. Shot from Kadelka is good for 3. And whatever the Comets coaching staff had to say, it apparently had to do with we need to make more threes because they've been out here hunting those threes in this second half. Haynes shot off into the hands of Dillinger again, who's having a ridiculously good second half already. Pass it to Pody, over to Tuttle. Morgan Muller on her. Pass into Agard. Agard kick out. Kadelka for 3, just right next to where she was last time, but no good this time.
A little short.
Must have been that 1 foot to the right that she was. Lyle back out to Haynes as we are doubleheader tonight for boys varsity action coming up after this. So they're going to get travel on Chesney. It'll be a rematch of semifinals last year.
Yeah, wow. What a
little different lineups for both teams, but definitely.
Man.
The fact stays, it's a rematch from last year's semifinal.
What an unbelievable run. Both teams, both programs.
Yep. Well, I think last year we talked about how, not sure if the Raccoon River Conference is that good. Everybody seems like they can win every night. Is that because, teams are just not that great? No, what it turned out to be is everybody in the conference was pretty dang good.
Yep.
And was a risk to win every night because they were all that.
Yeah, and 2 teams were amongst the 3 or 4 best in the state,
yep.
Including the champs. No, and it wasn't just that semifinal game. It was the game at North Polk last year.
Yep.
It was a game here last year that
all 3, were.
Both home teams got out to big leads. We were able to cut into and overcome that lead at North Polk and stave off a late North Polk comeback here.
Kadelka for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound by Schultz. Schultz loses their footing trying to come around the screen. That's going to be a Blue Jay ball.
Might have taken a little bump, but just got a little out of control too, I think.
I mean, overall, I've appreciated the way this game has been officiated, where they're not letting everything go. They're not, calling everything. They're trying to let people stay in a flow of a game, and so I think that's the right way to call a game. Chesney for a long 2 is good because nobody wants the game to have 45 fouls in it either.
Yep.
Sometimes teams don't allow you not to call everything as they are a little too aggressive, but might have got away with one there. And going to have a jump ball. You're going to see a couple substitutions for the Comets. You're going to see number 2, Maddie Nemmers, and number 20, Lauren Osborne. And for the Blue Jays, you're going to see number 32, freshman Tiara Bergeron in. Bergeron in, not Bergeron in, just so we're clarifying what her name is. She's joined on the court by Claire Meislin, Chesney Steenhook, Addison Brown, and Morgan Muller. And they're going to get a double dribble on Campbell Schultz there.
I think I can't describe what she did, but it just didn't look right. And the official saw the same thing.
Muller kick out to Meislin. Oh, I think she just dribbled and picked it right back up, yeah. Thought maybe people would forget. Muller shot up, no good. Rebound by Nemmers. Kadelka ahead. Now back to Nemmers at the top for 3, and it's good.
They're just raining in the threes now, and that's
5.
a team that could, you got a slasher like Tuttle, you got the inside presence of Kadelka, and you got some complementary players that sit out there and knock threes down, and that's a pretty good formula for a postseason run.
I mean, there's a legitimate possibility that it could be a rematch in the finals between between North Polk and DCG. Long ways to go and a lot of things that have to happen, but
really nice move by Chesney there.
That's not quite able to get it. Yep. Lauren Osborne with the finish. Nice pass from Nemmers into Schultz. Schultz shot no good. Rebound Addison.
Good defense there from Morgan Muller.
Addison Brown's been getting some real nice quality minutes tonight. Morgan Muller has as well. Nice to see. Muller, 2-point fade, no good.
She's got herself at a kind of a tough angle to get a good look at the basket.
Didn't handle the pass quite clean enough to try to get the layup, and felt she was still open. Chesney gets the rebound, coming back the other way. Muller drive, 2-point shot up and no good this time. Brown saves it, but gonna take us to the end of the third quarter, 55-20. Relatively speaking, a better quarter from the Blue Jays, a 17-9, but
yeah, and of the 6 field goals that North Polk had, only 6, but 5 of the 6 were threes. So those add up a little bit faster.
Right. Yeah, 5 from 5 from 3 that quarter, I believe, or no, 5 from 6. We had the one miss in the corner. You're gonna have a hard time keeping with anybody when they shoot 5 for 6 in a quarter.
Yeah.
But a nice time to thank our sponsor for the broadcast, the Bird's Nest. Bird's Nest, a great community partner before and after school care, summer programs, and just a great opportunity if you're looking for a place to rent to have some type of get-together. I know 4-H has had stuff in there as well, and a great place to check out sometime. And really nice sponsor for Blue Jay Digital. So many broadcasts over the last few years between football and basketball, and we're just really appreciative of their support of the Blue Jay Athletics. Speaking of Blue Jay Digital, we want to give a shout out to our student crew doing all the work tonight.
Yeah.
Up here on the main camera, you have Libby Huff. Down on the floor, you might see him under the hoop. That's Garrett Von Steen doing photos for the girls' game, so you won't see those tonight, but you'll see them later on. Allie Canageister. I keep wanting to put an S in there. I'm sorry, Allie. But we thank them for all the work they do. We just sit up here and talk while they do all the hard stuff, along with Kyle Seidel leading the class.
Oh, did we have to mention him?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. His name's in the book as, leader.
we can give him a tip of the hat. That is for sure. And a nice tip of the hat usually. A nice hat anyway.
There you go. Nice shot from Abby Neville for 3. Neville checked in. Also into the game, number 23, Allison Halstead. 21, Lydia Martin's in as well. Claire Meisland back into the game along with Hannah Green. Shot up, no good. They do miss threes. Dillinger, that's her first missed 3 of the half. She's now 3 for 4.
Little heat check there.
Neville with it again. Martin for 3. Good.
Look at there. Back-to-back possessions. Cut into that lead a little bit. And more importantly, find something positive. Show that you're still competing.
Pody with the ball over to Agard.
Good backdoor cut.
Yep. Nice play. Lauren Osborne finishes that pass from Agard. Neville back to Martin. Over to Meisland on the near side. Tipped away by Osborne. Going to stay Blue Jay ball.
Patrick, you were here last night for a victorious performance from our Blue Jay wrestling team. How'd the squad look?
Oh, they had a really nice performance last night against Winterset. Winterset might be a little down this year as well, but the Blue Jays really took it to them there. Had several nice efforts from some of your ranked opponents or ranked wrestlers. Nolan had a real nice match. Connor made quick work of his. Jack had a nice effort as well. Jordan and Reed took forfeits. And, overall, a real nice performance. Couple really good matches as well from Brody Gipple had a really nice one. He was our Vision Bank Wrestler of the Night. Andrew Hockett had a tough opponent last night, but hung with him as a ranked opponent, so avoided getting pinned, and that's been maybe an issue for some of our other weights. The last few years is our really good wrestlers have looked really good, and some of our other weights have needed to avoid getting pinned and didn't. But Blue Jays remain undefeated in duels and in conference. They'll see Carlisle and Gilbert next week, and then Carroll at home the following week on a night with Norwalk. So,
who's going to be the real challenger in the conference? If
Carroll and Carlisle both have potential. Carroll beat Carlisle Carroll lost to Ballard, so they both have one loss. But I think we match up pretty solid with both of them, but it's going to come down to showing up and having everybody healthy, ready to wrestle. They're headed to Atlantic tomorrow, the varsity squad is, for a little tournament with a few Nebraska teams, some 2A teams, a couple really tough 1A teams, so kind of an opportunity to see some opponents that you really won't match up with otherwise.
Always good to see somebody a little bit different. I know our volleyball team's kind of always looking for that too. You compete in Central Iowa, and you see the same faces. Seems like almost all the time, so it is good to get a little bit different look.
I know I think it was last year, we had a weight class that had the top 3 kid at 1A, 2A, 3A, and a top 3 kid from Nebraska. So it was kind of a stacked weight and led to some fireworks. There was a couple matches between 1A and 2A number 1 ranked kids last year, and so it is a really nice, solid tournament. If you feel the need to make a trip over Atlantic, this is a little bit of a haul, but what else are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Play is kind of blocked there. Martin ends up with it, brings it back to Mislin. Brown, be short or long, I believe. Dillinger with the rebound. I think she was short of the 3-point line.
Good shooting form out there.
So Brown, a player, just a sophomore, has a good length and really, I would say scrappy is the right term. She doesn't really back down from anybody, and definitely not unwilling to dive on the floor. Thankfully, she has gigantic knee braces on to help protect that because, has some history of getting beat up in the knees. But, real solid player to help build towards next year as well and get some quality minutes this year as you look into that. But young squad on the court right now.
Yeah, I think Coach Anderson's kind of made his decision to stay with them for the rest of the night. We'll see.
Alstead for 2.
Good support from those starters who are on the bench right now for their teammates. It's always important.
Shot up, no good. Brown gets a rebound. Martin for 3, and it's good. Her second 3 of the half. Now we're going to get a 3 going the other way. Sullivan, no good. Moeller with the rebound. I think we're down to just Kadelka as a starter on the court. Sullivan gets the lay-in. And now Kadelka's going to go to the bench. We're going to have Amelia Grouden into the game for the Comets. So you have Campbell Schultz, number 14, Maddie Simmons, number 13, number 25, Amelia Grouden, number 2, Maddie Nemmers, and I'm leaving somebody out. I'm leaving somebody out. Faith Sullivan. That's who I didn't say. 23.
There you go.
For the Blue Jays, you have Lydia Martin, number 21, Allison Halstead, number 23, Morgan Muller, number 5, Addison Brown, number 30, and Claire Mislin, number 3. Mislin with the ball right now into Halstead. Halstead, 2, is going to be short. Into the hands of Schultz. Comets pushing up. Nemmers, pump fake, drive. And we're going to get a blocking foul on Mislin. Had position, but kept moving her feet.
Yeah, give Claire some credit for trying to take the charge. I always call that the defensive slam dunk.
Lydia tried tricking the official, tried taking the inbound pass. Said, no, it's not yours, but just hand it to me. It'll be fine. Shot up and good for Sullivan. Martin, drive. Tough shot. Gets the roll.
She's got not quite
8 now.
Scoring honors for the Blue Jays. I think Chesney has 9.
That's Campbell Schultz driving to the basket. Yeah, 9 for Chesney is what I have. Muller to Mislin. Mislin. Martin. Thought she heard you and was going to try and get that shot up.
Good ball movement from the Blue Jays here.
just a little too far outside of Addison's reach. Nice entry pass there, shot up and good for Maddie Simones. Halstead for a long two, no good. That's going to stay with the Blue Jays as Brown and Sullivan were fighting for it. Martin to inbound, Halstead into Martin, has it taken away. Loose ball on the ground. 5 seconds remaining. That's going to bring us to the end of the ball game. Comets are going to come away victorious, 69-33. And we have one more thing to do, and that's the Vision Bank Player of the Game. I think you have an idea what you're looking at.
Yeah, not a lot of Blue Jays put up some big scoring numbers tonight, so I'm gonna tap into a player that didn't score a point tonight, but I really thought did a good job with the tempo, handling the basketball. Sometimes Aubrey can be a little guilty of being careless with the ball. I think she took better care of the ball tonight. Played particularly well on defense, had some nice block shots, a couple of steals, and I think Aubrey Haynes is my nominee for the Vision Bank Player of the Game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those nights. It's tough to necessarily go with points when points were at a premium anyway. Definitely down the stretch you had some different players. Lydia Martin made a run there late as well. Aubrey, outside of maybe two passes early on, really calmed down, slowed down, and protected the ball better than we've kind of seen over out. And so I think that's a key to going forward to finding some victories, even if it didn't happen tonight.
Well, and I think with Aubrey, she's a good shooter, but she's either not shooting confidently or she's just in bad luck right now. And when those two things come together for her, when she's taking care of the ball, defending well, and knocking shots down, that's exactly what her team needs her to be. And I think there were some positives in that second half. They're hard to find sometimes, but maybe a little more confidence offensively. You saw, 23 points or 22 points in the second half versus 11 in the first. So some progress, some things to build on, and hopefully they can hunt some more victories here in the second half of the conference season.
So Aubrey Haynes going to be your Vision Bank Player of the Game. Vision Bank, see what we can do for you. Tonight, the Comets come away victorious instead of the Blue Jays. But we have varsity action for the boys coming up after this, so we'll take a short break and be back in about 15 minutes for boys action. So go Blue Jays. right, we're just under 8 minutes to the start of this game, but as we're, seeing a rematch of a game at Wells Fargo Arena last year in the semifinals, we're going to roll the highlight tape from that game put together by the Blue Jay Digital Squad from last year. So here is last year's highlights from the state semifinals between the North Polk Comets and the Bondurant Farrar Blue Jays.
It's like, I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. The hills, cause I'm living my life in the cut. Can't imagine that I'm gonna meet my wife in the club. We gon' see though, I feel like she more of a CEO. Or maybe she doing volunteer work in Rio. It's not like I need her, but I would love to meet her. Another day, another dollar, another phone with another feature. I don't play goalie, but I'm my brother's keeper. Surrounded by family, I'm not with other people. They say I got my pop's demeanor and mother's features. The garden's still private as ever, the gang thriving together. Your boys striving to be the most dominant ever. The hardest white boy since the one who rapped about vomiting sweaters and holding comments. Cause I promise you I'm honestly better than whoever came to your head right then. They ain't cut from the same thread like him. They don't study doing work to get ahead like him. They don't toss and turn in the bed like him. Cause they don't love it, they don't love it. 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 I've been laid back so long, I'm trying to get turned. Searching my name, dog, that's how you get hurt. Being likable, I'm trying to be unbreakable. I just realized that this whole game is takeable if I want it. And I do, yes, I want it. I don't care how you feel about it, I do what I want. I used to look up to the people that I'm moving in front of. It's not that crazy anymore, my city used to it come up. Bryce and Jack G, James is up next. The rest is up to me, these lames is upset. My peers get upstage, the fans are obsessed. My city is upcoming, its people are oppressed. And I'm gonna change things. I'm up at Carmichael's trying to get on the same page. I heard about the rapper that you claim was a mainstay. They had a nice run, but they never gonna maintain because they don't love it, they don't love it, they don't love it, they don't love it. They don't love it. They don't love it. They don't love it. They don't love it.
All right, welcome back to Bondurant, Iowa for the final game of action tonight. This time, boys varsity action between the visiting North Polk Comets and your Bondurant for our Bluejays in a little Raccoon River Conference matchup as well. Comets coming in 3-6 overall, 2-4 in conference. Bluejays coming in 5-2 overall, 4-2 in conference. Is that right? I thought we only played conference games. Now I'm questioning that, but either way.
I can't think of what our non-conference game would have
I
been.
think we're 5-2 overall and 5-2 in conference. I think Varsity Bound just had the wrong thing on there, but as you got to see a few highlights from last year's game at Wells Fargo, a lot of different starters in between these two teams. Both teams had to replace 3 starters, and really 4 if you look at it from the Bluejays because of injury. But you're gonna see some firepower still. Bluejays averaging 62 points a game, Comets averaging 54, and really looking forward to an exciting matchup. I feel like it's always an exciting matchup between these two teams.
Well, and don't let the North Polk record fool you. I mean, it's number 1, it's a rivalry. Number 2, Reggie Postles is a good offensive basketball player as we saw last year, and I would expect him to have a pretty good performance tonight, although we did a nice job in our game before Christmas against Carroll, and a really good player that they have. But no, if you know, getting down to some of the keys to this game, I think, Patrick, first of all, I think Coach Evans is really looking for, you know, maybe a little bit more of a spark from his bench. You know, guys like Brett McDowell and Jersey Simonson really getting a better, more consistent effort and maybe a spark, if you will, coming off that bench. You know, the second thing is their last 2 games, the one before break and then the one up at Gilbert, big offensive outputs in each of the first quarters. 29 points against Carroll, which I think is one of the better 10, 12 minutes of basketball we've seen a Blue Jay team play, including that state championship team. And then 26 against Gilbert the other night. And then the final thing is you have got to protect your home court. And again, you know, it might be 4-2 in the conference because I think this is the end of the first half. So maybe there was a non-conference game sprinkled in there. I'll have to check the schedule. But you got to protect the court. If you want a shot at winning the conference, you know, you're going to have to beat some really good teams on the road. Yeah. But you're going to have to win every game at home.
Absolutely.
So you got to keep hold serve, if you will, here at home. And I think a big crowd taking shape here tonight. Still some college kids home from break, and just some faces from the past. I'm looking down at some old guys like Dwayne Moeller and Corey Barnett, Glenn Hansen here.
Guys whose kids that graduated years ago, but they're still part of it.
Yep.
Well, as we look forward to projected starting lineups, first for the North Polk Comets, you're going to have guard number 10, senior Braden Corey, guard number 11, senior Charlie Bunkers, guard number 13, Reggie Postel, guard number 14, senior Brady Schultz, and center number 45, senior Graydon Sullivan. So seniors across the board for the Comets. For your Blue Jays, starting at forward, junior number 20, Hudson McConnell. At forward, 22, senior Nick Fonce. At guard, junior number 25, Cole Miller. At guard, senior number 30, Carter Obright. And at forward, senior number 32, Tanner Bergeron. Did another moment of silence there for our friends out in Perry dealing with a tough situation, and we talked about that a little before the broadcast.
Tip of the hat to the North Polk boys team coming out and
all blues,
wearing blue shooting shirts.
Yep, and their student section in blue. I think Winterset versus ADM was going to be all blue student sections for both teams, and you really just like seeing when the kids get it that, you know, that we can show support for not our teammates but the other team, because at the end of the day we care about each other, and that's how you have to be. And so props to the students for recognizing that even in these tough situations as well. We'll move on to basketball action because we know you don't necessarily want to hang out and talk to us about that stuff.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Evans before the game, talked about the North Polk starters, and Graydon Sullivan being one of the North Polk starters, and one of my favorite Blue Jays, Nick Fonce. I think it's going to be a fun battle watching those two guys.
Yeah.
Sullivan's one of those guys that you probably don't like a whole lot unless he's on your team, because he gives you fits, he hustles, he makes those dive on the floor, get the offensive rebound, set that screen with a little extra shoulder sometimes kind of player. And Nick Fonce has definitely been that Energizer bunny for the Blue Jays this year.
Yeah, definitely been an exciting addition down there and doing all those little things that a coach loves. As we start action here, we will have a few extra cameras floating around that aren't our angles, as Mediacom is in the house as well. But to shout out our Blue Jay Digital squad, on the main cam up here next to us, Libby Huff. Down on the floor, you're going to see Garrett Von Stein over in the corner getting all those great shots from underneath. And then later on, you'll see photo updates from Jasper Wilson as he'll be rolling around with the camera taking all the still shots. So great work out of that team.
Garrett's he's a returning letter winner.
He is.
Yeah.
He's I don't know. He's got probably more varsity sporting events than anybody in history.
He's got like 1,500 career points, like the equivalent of that. Blue Jays win the tip. North Polk man-to-man.
Bergeron trying to get started. 2-point tough shot. Rebound is Postel.
Bergen with a big game on Tuesday night up at Gilbert.
And everything was going in. That one might have been a little too high a degree of difficulty. Postel comes around the screen, gets the layup. Really just a little breakdown on defense there from the Blue Jays, and Reggie took advantage.
You can tell it's a breakdown on defense just by looking at Coach Evans' face. Just a little crooked there.
Miller pull up two, no good. McConnell lays it back in after the rebound and gets the bucket.
You know, one of the things I talked to Coach Evans about before the game was just that, Hudson McConnell. And he said, you know, for the first time since the season started, his feet, his legs, everything's good about him again. He's as healthy as he's been since before football season. And we can see right there, he might be that number 3 scorer that we need kind of just give teams another look.
Well, and he was pulling off all the same shots that Tanner was trying to pull off, turnaround, fadeaways, you know, Larry Bird-esque type stuff. And, you know, that's hard to guard. Shot up, no good.
Again, watch the battle between Fonce 22 in white and Sullivan 45 in black. It's going to be a fun battle to watch.
Bergeron for 3, no good. Reggie Postel chases down the rebound. Coming quick the other way. Shot up, quick 3-point attempt, no good there. Fonce with the rebound. You'll hear that a lot. Miller to McConnell. McConnell, a little hesitation. Out to Albright. Albright for 3, going to be short. Good box out. Postel with the 3rd rebound.
Miller with a good-looking fresh haircut, too.
Postel turnaround, tough fade, no good. McConnell catches the air ball. Miller drive. McConnell now into the lane.
Look at that.
Probably should have been a foul, I would
bump.
think.
Got
I don't
a
know.
bump.
It looked weird. Nothing called. Rebound, Corey. Shot up and good from Charlie Bunkers for 3.
Bunkers is a guy that got some minutes last year.
Yep. Yeah, Bunkers averaged just a couple points, but probably several minutes a game if you looked at that number. Miller trying to use the screen. Just good crossover, up shot, no good. Also with another rebound.
Everything good there but the finish.
Corey, dump off pass to Bunkers. Bunkers brings it back out. Nick Fonce gets a hand in there. Ends up passed back to Sullivan. No good. Fonce with the rebound. That's that hustle action that you love from Nick. Tips the ball away outside, comes back in. McConnell for 3 off the front, no good. Postel with his 5th rebound of the game in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Some good looks for the Blue Jays on the offensive end, just not seeing the ball go through the basket very much yet.
Schultz to Sullivan at the top. Bunkers for 3, and that's good. His second three of the game. Bunkers comes in averaging 9 points a game, shooting 33% from three. Miller tried to dump it across to Fonce. Ends up in the hands of Reggie Postel again. To Corey, out to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Corey. You would think you want Sullivan in the paint with the mismatch because he's got Miller on him, but turnaround, tough shot. Good defense there by Bergeron, defending the shot from Schultz. Oh, Miller almost took out Jasper. I don't know what Jasper did to him, but that was a line drive right at his head.
Jasper showing some really good reflexes there.
Glad that's why you don't stare at your phone during a game, right?
That's right.
'Cause you never know when the ball's coming at you.
You don't want to have distracted photography.
Jack Hout into the game for the Comets, as well as number 21, Ben Glasgow. Sullivan out, so a little bit different matchup, and Nick is able to steal that ball away.
Yeah.
Miller coming around that screen from Fonz. Pull up two, good. It just looks so efficient when he does it.
Blue Jays in their man-to-man right now.
Schultz gets it over to Postel, comes around that screen. Now with Fonz on him. Good defense there from the Blue Jays. Albright got away with the walk, and then Postel comes in, rips it out. And they're going to get that one on the ground on Albright.
And I think Carter's thinking, hey, I had that rebound secured, and I was getting knocked all over the place, and then I just picked up that little ticky-tacky thing. And Carter usually pulls the responsibility of guarding the other team's best offensive perimeter player, and he's got that tonight with Postel. Doing a good job so far.
Good job fighting through screens there. Out top now. Brady Schultz gets it over. Now into Charlie Bunker's hands. Back to Jake Hout. Hout steps around, gets the layup, no good. Fonce with the rebound. Has it knocked away into the hands of Hout again, no good. Fonce gets another rebound. Nice pass across court to Carter Albright, and he's fouled on his way in. Good vision from Bergeron to get the cutter. That foul's going to be on Postel. His first, team's first.
A lot of rugged play here so far, and that's kind of often what you see with a couple of rivals like this. Yep. Teams are a little bit extra amped up, and so far Carter can knock this free throw down. We're going to be all even at 8.
Glasgow and Schultz to the bench for the Comets. You see Braden Corey and Graydon Sullivan back in. Carter hits the free throw to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. Jersey Simonson checking in for the Blue Jays, number 34. Sends Hudson McConnell to the bench for the first time.
Let's see if Jersey can give that spark Coach Evans was talking about.
Pass into Hout. Turnaround, no good. Tough shot. Sullivan rebound, and he gets the roll. Miller step in. Three-pointer from Miller's in and out. Thought for sure that thing was dropping. Should have.
Looked partway down.
Corey to Sullivan. Looking for Postel on the cut. Back to Corey. And Fonce is able to step in front of that, but not able to control it. Goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Fonce frustrated because he played that perfectly, just got himself off balance and couldn't come away with the clean steal before knocking it out of bounds.
A little substitution for the Comets. Drew Owen going to check in. Charlie Bunkers to the bench. Postel into Owen. Owen shot up, blocked by Bergeron. He comes away with the ball. Miller tried running into the official. Not usually helpful. Fonce over to Bergeron. Bergeron for three, in and out.
Really good pass from Fonce there. Didn't make any hesitation.
Postel drives, blocked by Nick Fonts. Ahead to Miller. Miller going to push the pace a little bit. And they're going to get a blocking foul on Drew Owen. Great play, Nick Fonts there with the block. That foul on Owen is his first, team second, team third. I didn't mark down Braden Corey's. That's what I was missing. Bergman with the ball. Jake Hout on him. That's probably a good matchup for the Comets. Hout looks pretty long. Trying to get a hand in his face. Brett McDowell into the game for the Blue Jays now. Miller for three off the rim. Owen rebound. Coming up the other way. Gets it back to Postel. Out over to Owen. Now Sullivan at the top. Out brings it back around. That's that was a shoulder check.
That was a hammer.
Owen into a tough spot. Off bounce, out of bounds. Clock doesn't reset though, so that's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Number 14 coming back in. That's going to be Brady Schultz. Reggie Postel going to get a break. 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Blue Jays down 8-10. Corey looking to inbound, getting close to that 5-second call. Oh, that goodness. was not in the nature of the way you've been calling the game.
No.
Font's going to get called for the foul.
Just Nick's first, so Coach Evans is going to get him out quick.
So Jersey going to get to come down and play on Graydon now. Corey for three, and it's good. I didn't think with the hesitation it was going to be a good thing, but Bergeron now needs to take advantage here with the height advantage. No good, and he's going to get fouled on that one. Probably a smart decision, though, by the Comets pressuring up on that as opposed to giving him extra space, because that seemed to be a kind of a problem the other night for the opponents, is they weren't really putting that pressure on him, so he'd turn around and he'd fade away, and all of a sudden he had 4 feet worth of space to shoot from. Bergeron shot up is good. One thing they commented in the Hawkeye game earlier today is Caitlin Clark missed a few shots and then went to the line to make some free throws. You know, when your best shooter is missing a few shots, you really don't want them to get the vision of the ball going through the net.
Yep.
And sending Bergeron to the line, getting that feel is a good thing for the Blue Jays, but it might not be for the Comets.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get him going here a little bit as he makes them both.
Very minimal difference between game clock, shot clock. Could see the Comets hold for one here. Last time I said that, I was completely wrong, as I would have been that time. Schultz shot no good. Miller skies up for the rebound. Can slow it down if he wants. There's only 15 seconds left. Nice pass over to Simonson from Bergeron for two.
Heck of a pass. Good job by Jersey running the floor there, too. Gets the reward. Yeah.
Now, my question there is, was there also a moving screen, and would one have been before the other?
There was all kinds of contact, but I think Brett definitely had him tied up too.
But so that's third foul, 4.1 seconds, so it does make it a little harder to get this shot off, although maybe not as hard as I would have hoped because Postel did it quick. But good deflection there by Bergeron to prevent Hout from putting it back up, and we're going to go to the end of the first quarter. Comets 13, Blue Jays 12.
Yeah, and all things told, kind of with your offensive hard luck and not really getting anything going with any efficiency, consistency, for the Blue Jays to just trail by one at the end of the quarter, you can probably say, hey, we'll take that. And in large part due to the pretty good defensive effort, and good defensive effort by both teams.
Well, and I think, we talked about that. This is going to be a good game. You're going to see top effort from both squads, and that's what we've seen so far. And we're only a quarter into it, so we got a fun night ahead. Speaking of fun nights, if you have kids that need after-school programming, check out Bird's Nest. They do before and after-school care as well as summer care, and just a great partner for our program, our school, our community. So we thank Bird's Nest for sponsoring this broadcast as well as just being a great organization. Figured we'd give you a little bit of silence so you could just enjoy the pep band, because I imagine that was coming through. Great job by the pep band coming in tonight, bringing extra energy, and Mr. Whipperman along with Breitbach and Hill and that whole crew. Man, they do such a great job with the band, and we're really happy to see them be a part of this, as well as just all the success they had throughout. Sullivan has it taken away by Simonson. Simonson takes it back. Oh, and soccer action going on, but great play up top by Jersey Simonson to tip that ball away, get that ball going this way, and it's going to be Blue Jay ball under the hoop. McDowell now with it, crossover into the paint. No love on the roll.
Good patience.
And Hout goes up high to get the rebound. I don't know where you're calling that foul, because that's just a whole lot of crazy action on Simonson.
Yeah, they're going to call Jersey.
I don't know that. I don't really like that. I don't know that I saw anything from him that really makes that seem right. But
yeah, I think you and Coach Evans are
on the same page on that one.
On that, yep. This might not just might not be a cleanly played game either.
No.
And a tough game to officiate.
Yeah. The next game between the Comets and Blue Jays that people are happy with all the foul calls will be the first. Sullivan goes up for a strong 2. And there's no way to make both teams happy on that either. There's always going to be something that somebody doesn't like. Miller over to McDowell. McDowell back to Miller. Postel on him. And Postel gets a hand on it, and they don't have any issue with that. So Hout swinging it around all the way back to Postel for a long 3, and he's good.
Yep. That's the old hand down, man down thing there, because there was no contest on that shot. Even from range, Postel's going to knock most of those down without a hand in his face.
Oh, and I feel like that's just something that's different over the last 10 years. I'll call it the Steph Curry effect or whatever, but kids, for years we're told, why are you practicing that shot? That's not a game shot, and now it is. McConnell, hard step towards the hoop, going to draw the foul. I believe that's going to be on Postel.
Yeah, and Hudson kind of went in there with a little bit of a reckless abandon, but there was nobody nobody set to take that charge. There is such thing as player control, but I think when it's 50-50 and
you're going to get the offensive advantage.
Yep.
So Hout to the bench. Looks like Isaac Zosky into the game. Braden Corey into the game. Bergeron for 2. Gets the roll.
Blue Jays back with their starters now. First field goal for Tanner. And a little pressure look now from the Blue Jays.
Miller rips that ball away, goes up to the basket, gets the lay-in.
Polk's just a game changer.
A little bit of pressure here from the Blue Jays causing some problems. Bunkers gets it across. Zosky in the corner, blocked by Fonts. Nick Fonts is everywhere.
He is.
He's just an average-sized human. He's not actually 7 foot tall. It just seems that way.
Yeah, he's no Wemby or Giannis or anything crazy like that.
Well, he's thicker than Wemby is. That guy's a toothpick. Corey to Zosky. Zosky into the paint. Turnaround tough, too. No good. Bergeron over to the top of Miller to get that ball. McConnell out to Miller. Miller into the paint. Out to Albright. Back out top. 20 seconds still on the shot clock. We haven't really had a shot clock issue in this game. Bergeron into the paint. Tough turn, fade, 2.
That's really hard to. That was well defended, honestly.
Yeah, I really, that was what the announcers were saying the other night. Is like they were just shocked every time, and it's part of it because you don't really have great options for anything to do with that. Tough, long 3, no good, and McConnell and Albright fight. McConnell points the other way.
He's trying to.
It's off the other guy. That guy's your teammate too.
Trying to buy one.
Comet ball underneath their own hoop. Bunkers comes across. Zoski ends up with it.
They always cut somebody to that opposite side of the basketball.
Corey into Sullivan. Sullivan lost it a couple times, got it back, and that's going to be, I think that might have been off Carter.
No, I do think that was off Sullivan. Yeah,
okay. The official under the hoop pointed towards the Blue Jay direction and about gave a little forearm shiver, or maybe a right jab. Is that what I want to go with,
jab.
Cole Miller?
Yeah. Ooh, that's off a Comet foot. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yep.
The ball changed angles on the pass, and Tanner didn't touch it, so.
Comet coach is not necessarily agreeing with it, but it's also not being changed. So Berggren out top to McConnell. Miller. Berggren might have, that was looking like maybe steps, but. And now he's going to get a foul on Brady Schultz. Not an easy game to officiate, I think was a comment you made, and I'm going to just double down on that because, again, you don't want everything called because there's no flow to the game, and you got to let some of the stuff go, and at the end of the day, that's hard to make those calls. McConnell shot up, no good. Carter Albright goes up for the rebound. Miller for three. Sure. Actually, a pass to Carter Albright. Surprised you didn't know that.
Oh,
Albright tries to save it out, and Schultz is going to get called for the travel. All kinds of crazy action here. Trent Miller can't believe himself. He's standing up trying to see better. Four minutes left in the second quarter here. Fonz to Berggren. Berggren for two, long two, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he got a little hand on the waist there, going up for the shot. No, you've got two teams. Look, the athletic success that these two schools have had over the last couple of years in basketball and football both. Final Four appearances in each of the last state basketball and state football tournaments. A lot of athletes. These kids know each other well. It's a rivalry, and it's just you think about back in the day just playing a backyard basketball game, and you're not going to give an inch to your next door neighbor who might be your best friend. I don't think we're best friends, but it's just a rivalry. It's not going to be played terribly clean.
Right. Well, and sometimes, that rivalry creates more aggression. And so you're going to get those fouls. Sullivan, nice left-hand layup, but not able to finish it. Berggren gets the rebound. Berggren back out to Miller. Miller drive in. Cross court, Fonz lay in, no good. Rebound Sullivan, Hout. Hout with it again. Right hand scoop shot, no good. They're going to get McConnell on the foul.
Yep.
I think maybe the Fonz thought he got fouled on the other side, but it's also a little hard to see around some of the bodies in the paint. First one, no good. That's the first foul on McConnell. Hout, second one. Hits that one, so 1 for 2 on that. His first bucket of the game. Hout up tight on Berggren. Berggren dump off Albright. Albright coming across court. Pull up from the free throw line, in and out. And that's going to stay Blue Jay ball. Yep. Good hustle from Fonz to make Schultz double clutch and goes out of bounds. Oh. Fonz tried throwing it back to Miller. caught it off the back of a foot.
Again, just having a hard time, both teams,
Yeah.
finding any rhythm or any.
Well, and I think you mentioned the athleticism of the teams, and, more athletic means harder to find lanes to pass, and you're seeing some of that. Postel, tough fade, no good. Corey rips away the rebound. Schultz back to Corey.
Corey got right around Miller, and Miller poked that ball away.
Yep.
No, this is not a work of art.
Checking in for the Comets, number 1, Drew Owen, and number 22, Rocky Bartleman. In for the Blue Jays, Jersey Simonson back in for McConnell. And Font's able to knock that one away from Bartleman. And Owens takes that ball out of bounds. Nick Font's causing pressure all over the place. As of right now, I don't know that Nick's going up to dunk that, so we probably ended up in a good situation, slowing it down and allowing the Blue Jays to set up an offense. Miller tries to get it into Bergeron. Just a tough pass. Bergeron saying he held my arm on the way through.
Yeah. It's real physical play. You're going to have to play strong tonight.
Which, you may have been
Added
held on the way
purpose.
through, but also, you had a double team there. It might not have been the way to go, but also getting the ball to Bergeron in a double team might not be wrong. Simonson steps in front of that pass. Bergeron pull up for 3. Good
shot. Clean look. There's that pressure look again. It's just getting the Comets to hurry a little bit.
Owen to Corey. Corey to Hout.
Corey's always about a half a step away from traveling.
Good contest there by Fonz. Postel's able to put it in.
7 for Postel now.
Miller over to Albright. Bergeron now goes baseline. Back out top to Simonson. Jersey for 3. No good. Corey rebound. I thought we were going Bank City there.
Yeah.
Postel for 3 now. It's off the rim. Albright gets that rebound. Albright ahead, blocked by Postel. Corey now drive. And they're going to get Nick on that foul.
Yep. Just got a little greedy with the reach. Probably not going to give up a basket there if you just stay in front of Corey.
All right, so checking in for the Comets, we have Charlie Bunkers and Graydon Sullivan. Checking in for the Blue Jays, Brett McDowell and Hudson McConnell. Under a minute remaining in the first half. I believe we have the dance team ahead for halftime, so stick around. We'll have that live feed as well. I was told it was the last one of the year for them for basketball season, so better stick around as Postel goes up for 3.
That's an almost steal that turns into a 3-point shot.
Miller, tough shot. Owen comes away with that rebound. Comets are going to slow it down. There's about a 1, maybe 1.5 second between game shot. So we'll see if they hold for 1. It looks like they're going to. Postel's waiting for some pressure out at the logo. Brett McDowell on him. And he's going to call timeout with the 15 seconds, 14 on the shot clock. Comets with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays kind of had that 1 or 2 point lead throughout most of this quarter. So North Polk with a little late surge here to kind of regain some control. A couple of baskets by their leader, Reggie Postel. And this kind of makes up to be, who's going to take the momentum into the locker room. I mean, North Polk gets a bucket here. They're probably taking the momentum into the locker room. Blue Jays have a chance to maybe steal some of that momentum, get a good stop, maybe a shot at the horn.
Yeah, definitely been good pace to the game. I mean, overall, you're seeing several players with 2 fouls, nobody with 3. So from that perspective, if you don't get anything cheap here at the end, you're going into halftime probably feeling good about that as the coach. Owen to inbound has Postel, Hout, Bunkers, and Sullivan.
thinking they're going to try to get this back into Postel's hands.
Yep, as they do, and Berggren steps out on him. Postel now with the ball, has a double team. Berggren not able to defend that layup, and the shot clock violation is after. So Postel's 2-point is going to end the half. I think we got a little confusion because the shot clock went off, but it was after the shot was up, and so the time just ran out. And, well, we really don't hear the shot clock a whole lot, so I don't think people really were necessarily prepared for that. But we'll step aside, but we'll keep you here for the girls' dance team, and then we'll be back for second half action. So go Blue Jays. Welcome back, Blue Jay fans. Welcome back, Blue Jay fans, to second half action here in Bondurant. Sorry, I was a little quieter than I thought I was. Blue Jays trailing 26-23 coming out of the break. Leading scorers for the Comet, Reggie Postel with 12, 6 for Charlie Bunkers, 4 for Graydon Sullivan, 3 for Braden Corey, and 1 for Jake Hout. For the Blue Jays, leading scorer Tanner Berggren with 11, 4 for Cole Miller, 3 for Hudson McConnell and Carter Albright, and 2 for Jersey Simonson. Exciting first half, a lot of back and forth action. Really looking forward to the second half here, as you'll see both sets of starters out on the court. 3 players for the Comets with 2 fouls, just 1 for the Blue Jays, so no foul trouble yet, but we'll see what happens here as well. Sometimes the second half doesn't get called the same way as the first.
North Polk coming out and looks like some type of trapping zone.
And McConnell able to finish that. I'm not sure how he avoided being contacted in any way, but great pass and way to hang just long enough to be able to finish that one.
Hudson got the scoring started at the beginning of the game, and now he does in the second half.
Sullivan's shot no good. Berggren with some nice pressure on that.
Good length to force the missed shot there.
Miller over to Berggren. Tanner pump fake. Kick out McConnell. McConnell drives around, lays it in, and the bucket.
And a little mojo motion there. I like that.
McConnell just out here trying to show something in the second half. A little levitation, Holmes.
Well, one of the things I said to you at halftime is Cole Miller didn't have a poor performance by any means in the first half, but I think he really kind of needs to take control with the bounce, setting his teammates up, and not necessarily looking to score every time down the court, but maybe hunt his offense out a little bit more.
That third foul on Schultz is going to send him to the bench and get Jake Hout back in there. Sullivan in the corner, kicks it back out to Hout. Postel thinking about shooting from there. It's a ways out there, but thinking maybe the beak. He saw that on ESPN. And Hout has Miller on him. Miller tips it away, comes away with the loose ball, and got into the air a little out of control and dropped it off perfectly to Jake Hout. Hout baseline, dump off Sullivan, McConnell on the ground foul.
That's where Bill Walton would have said, don't jump to pass.
Yeah. I think Miller probably has a higher percentage ratio of completing those passes than the average individual would.
Yeah.
Maybe because he just hangs longer than the average person does, but Sullivan setting up top. Good defense there by Albright coming over that screen. Postel right-hand shot, no good. And unfortunately, Carter was on the line as he made contact with that ball, but really good follow defense by Carter there, trying to slow down the leading scorer for the Comets. Sullivan's been camping in the lane. Somebody's over here counting for him from the stands.
Yeah, but the count doesn't start till the ball's live, so.
Are you expecting all the fans to know all the rules?
Well, no, but I've done my share of foolish things as a fan, I suppose.
Confusion there. Postel takes advantage. Didn't need a lot of space and got it.
Gets first bucket, gets the lid off the hoop for the Comets here to start the second half. Blue Jays going to run a set here.
McConnell over to Miller. Miller. Some of these double steps and pump fakes, I'm not sure if they're intentional part of the play design or just a guy trying to get open, but Fonts into McConnell. McConnell puts it up, and he says, I'm taking this game over if no one else wants to.
That's strong, hanging in the air. Again, I think you see that lower body has healed up, and pretty athletic plays here out of Hudson McConnell to start the half.
A little trap in the corner there. Shot up and finished by Braden Corey for 2.
Just a little strength from Braden Corey shown there.
Miller over to Berggren, has Hout on him, goes the other way. Baseline layup, good.
Really nice hesitation coming out of the corner there by Tanner. showing his repertoire of moves.
Postel for three, off the rim, no good. Miller rebound, bringing it back the other way. Berggren set out up top for a three if he wants it. Connell drops it off Berggren. Berggren cuts back the other way, hangs, shot up, no good. Tipped out by Fonts right to Miller. Miller into the lane this time, right at Sullivan, not able to get around him.
Sullivan stayed straight up. Little contact there, but had his verticality.
Out into Sullivan. Sullivan laying good.
Kind of feel like the Blue Jays might, get a 4, 5, 6 point lead, but the Comets just keep fighting back. Mostly getting it done on the defensive end.
Everybody makes a run. That's the thing, right? And you got to be on the right side, maximizing yours while minimizing theirs, and we'll see what it ends up with. But it could be a close game, and it could end up big at the end. Miller goes baseline, out to Berggren for three, off the rim, no good.
That shot made rain.
Corey rebound ahead to Hout. Hout lays it in, no good. And Bunkers is going to get fouled on the rebound attempt. That foul is on Nick Fonts, his third foul. You can see Simonson probably come in for him. Braden Corey going to the bench for the Comets. In is Jack Spiker, number 3, his first appearance into the game. Sullivan cross court. Somebody's open.
A little miscommunication there. Got lucky. Didn't give up 2 quick ones.
Trying to isolate Sullivan. That cross-court pass right into the hands of Berggren. Long way to go for that pass. Miller into Albright. Back out to Miller. One nice advantage of having guys with a long reach is it's hard to get the ball through the middle of the zone that way. Hout rips that one away. A little lazy pass there. Gets it to Speaker. Speaker gets the bucket. Miller to Albright. Albright. Oh, not a great pass there either. Hout steps in front of that one too. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. Carter's second foul. Yeah, need to have some conversation about these passes right now.
Yeah, they are. They're just not playing offense with a great deal of purpose right now. And Jake Hout is a guy hasn't scored a lot of points tonight, but there's that inbound play.
Yep. And
just
Bartleman just came into the game for that play and subbed in for Sullivan.
I think Coach Evans is going to take a timeout.
Yep. I like that idea. Just a little bit of sloppy all of a sudden, and need to get that cleaned up as the Blue Jays trail by 5 right now.
Well, and to your point, right now North Polk's on their run, and they've done it with defense. They've done it with smart offense. Sometimes your inbound play is your best opportunity to score against a really, really good defense.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays just didn't communicate on that back cut to the weak side that North Polk's run the entire game.
Right, I would say it's not a new play. We've seen it all day.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays have defended it pretty well. They've switched, they've talked, they've communicated, but they didn't do it there, and that resulted in 2 points. So now you just got to find out what you can get done on the offensive end, and kind of wondered maybe opening up the lane a little bit more for Cole Miller, kind of letting him go one-on-one up top. A lot of times there's that extra screener up there that's creating a little bit of traffic. Just kind of letting him go one-on-one, elevating for that jump shot, or finding somebody coming open off a defensive switch.
Have nothing else. See if you can draw that third foul on Reggie and get him in a little bit more trouble there.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays have something set up that's probably going to involve Tanner Berggren coming out of this timeout. Little box set.
Jake Hout still on him. McConnell at the top. Berggren flash to the middle, now back out top. Miller with it. Into the lane from the free
There,
throw line.
there,
Good.
there. That's what we need to see more of right there. A little pressure from the Jays. North Polk had some problems with this in the first half. Break it pretty easily this time.
Bartleman with it now. Hasn't had the ball in his hands a whole lot. Speaker with it. Over to Postel.
2-3 zone for the Jays. Just a different
Tough
look.
shot clock issue. Diz his rim. McConnell had it. Postel ripped it away. They used every bit of that shot
him
clock,
open.
and now a quick three that time. No good. Berggren skies up for the rebound.
Tanner doing a good job getting that ball to his chin and chest area, not to let it get it taken.
That foul is on the ground on Hout.
Yeah. Hout's done a really, really nice job on Tanner tonight.
Yep.
And Tanner still has 13 points to show for it here with
Sullivan going to come back in, as well as number 14, Brady Schultz. Bartleman and Hout to the bench. Ball into Simonson, back over to Miller. Miller cross court, Berggren drops it back off. Miller for three, going to be off, and into the hands of Speaker. Speaker ahead to Schultz. Schultz layup, no good. McConnell going to pick up that ball. Three-pointer for Berggren is good.
Tanner knew that was going in when it came out of his hand. He just shot that in great rhythm. Here's the press. Tanner running the point on that.
Bunkers with it into a double team. And you're going to get a timeout from the Comets bench.
Yep. That press bringing a little bit of the juice. And, sometimes, this team is going to feed off of Nick Fonce's energy. A little.
So we're tied up again here at 37.
Sorry, the Mediacom crew a little frustrated with a young Blue Jay walking in front of the camera.
Yep.
But anyway, back to the game.
So, yeah, 37-37. There's your run back the other way. You saw the 5-point swing one way, 5-point swing the other. Both coaches use that to call the timeout, and so we're all new ball game.
You've seen the Blue Jays do that off of offensive transition, some defensive pressure. They're going to stay in that 2-3 zone, it appears. It's a different look for North Polk that they haven't seen. You still want to find Reggie Postel.
Threes, no.
Yeah, moving screen
Moving
in there
screen,
on Schultz.
Which, if so, that would be 4 on him.
Yep, trying to get Sullivan open on a little cross screen against the middle of that zone.
You're going to see Schultz come to the bench, as well as Speaker, Hout, and Corey coming back in for the Comets.
Schultz just kept moving with that screen as I'm looking at the replay.
Miller brings it up court. There's about 5 seconds off of the game clock versus shot clock. So,
and again, into those quarters, you really want to rip that momentum back into your hands. Coach Evans is going to have to deal with North Polk probably having 5 seconds to try to get into some offense.
Berggren, 2 is good. I was going to say a tough shot, but it really seems like that's just bread and butter to Berggren. Tough 2.
Long shot from Corey. Ball short
I like that little bit of pressure there. Avoided the contact, but made him not have the lane right to the hoop. And Blue Jays come away after a nice third quarter ahead, 39-37.
Yeah. And I don't want to say it was any cleaner quarter, maybe a little more offense from the home team with 16 points after.
Well, I'd say Hudson McConnell really kick-started that
got
thing.
Things going.
And we'll see if he can have that same type of action to start the fourth.
Yep. And then I think there was a bucket by Cole Miller, and then Tanner Berggren kind of did the work the rest of the quarter. And you kind of felt like North Polk was maybe taking control. But to your point, They had a run. It was followed by the Blue Jays having a run of 7 points, a 7-0 run, and gives them a 2-point lead headed into the fourth quarter.
You're hearing a nice student section tonight.
Yep.
Good to see the crowd out here. Pep band still jamming along too.
And now you got to find the juice. And we're going to see, not going to see Nick Fonce yet with his 3 fouls, but I think we're going to see him checking in pretty quick. But that's a guy that Blue Jays kind of just feed off his energy. But they're going to come back out in that 2-3 zone. Again, you got to find Reggie Postel. If you can do that, if you can rebound, this is a pretty good defense, I think, against this North Polk team.
Corey with it out top. Now back to Postel.
Really extending that zone, too. I think Jersey Simonson in the middle has got to really be careful not to come up too high and to open up that middle too easily.
Nice play there by Jersey to step in, get across that screen action, and get a hand on it.
Yeah, and Sullivan put a big, meaty screen on him. There's 2 points.
Miller for 2. You knew before he even finished a shot. That's like a sweet spot for him.
Polk gets into the lane off the bounce with his left hand. I like your chances of that ball going in the basket. I think Coach Evans feels like he's found that defense right now. Really extending on the shooters. Might have been a travel from Corey there, and that's where.
Oh, big block from Hudson McConnell. They're going to get him with the foul. I don't know. It definitely wouldn't be in the NBA. A whole lot of ball there, but just bringing the hammer across the board. I don't care what you want to call that from a foul perspective. That was a great play by Hudson McConnell. Sullivan to the line for 2.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I just saw the replay on that.
All ball, right? Man. Sullivan hits the first, a 45% free throw shooter.
Goodness gracious.
No good on the second.
You don't get all the breaks. You got to play through it. See if you can come back and fire away on the offensive end again.
Miller to McConnell. McConnell. Oh, little miscommunication there between him and Bergeron.
Miller does a good job coming to the ball, helping his teammate out who was in a little bit of trouble there. You're going to go into a little.
Oh, good tip away there by Reggie Postel because Miller was on his way to a layup.
Cole's going to be the trigger man on this inbound play. We'll see if Tanner gets a look off of this.
Oh, that's a foul. How is that not a foul? Bergeron for 3, no good. But, man, that was a
cross check.
Yeah. And Coach Evans having a conversation like, you called that thing at the other end, and my guy just got hammered. Like, that's 2 minutes in hockey. Postel for 3, off the rim, no good. Going to get a foul on Charlie Bunkers from behind there.
Yeah. Fortunate to have Postel get that clean of a look and not convert. And there's our Energizer Bunny checking back into the game.
Nick Fonce coming in for Simonson. Coach giving him a quick little update on something at the other end, whether it was I want you to do this different or that was a great play coming across, tipping that one away. We'll let you take your pick on that one. But Miller into the paint, out to McConnell. McConnell baseline, cross court to Fonce. Fonce to Bergeron. Bergeron back out to McConnell for 3, off the rim, no good. Carter Albright for the rebound into the land of Giants, and he says it's mine. Miller now at the free throw line, over to McConnell again. McConnell baseline again, and gets the tough lay in to go. Tough angle right by.
Yeah, again, good observation by Coach Evans before the game when I talked to him today. Just said, hey, Hudson McConnell is he's right now.
Postel the other side. Charlie Bunkers for 3, off the rim, no good. Hout with the rebound putback. Good read there.
Jake Hout's had a nice night. That's only 3 points.
That's only 3, but he's done a lot.
He's been a difference maker. Oh, almost had the and one.
Miller into the Mediacom camera.
Yeah, those cameras, boy, that's close. That
foul is on Postel. His third.
The lost control guy in me is saying that's just not a safe place for a cameraman to be.
Miller free throw, no good. I wonder, could he just cross over and fade back on this free throw?
Yeah.
Because that seems
just
automatic
start from
for him.
Just top of the key.
Yeah, like, is that fine?
A couple of quick bounces to
as
the
long
left,
as he doesn't cross
elevate.
the line.
Yep.
Glasgow coming in for Sullivan here. Miller's second shot up and good. 5 points in the half, 9 in the game for Cole.
Here's that three-quarter court pressure look. Probably going to drop into a 2-3 from there.
Pasta with a little head of steam. Tough lay-in. Almost got it to go. Hout with another rebound, put back, and foul. That foul is going to be on McConnell. Is that his fourth?
Yeah.
That is his fourth. He's going to go to the bench. Simonson back in.
Let's see if Coach Evans stays in that extended pressure look, because that kind of led up to that run out for Reggie Postel. Good rebound by Jersey.
Yeah, Hout's free throw is no good. Jersey Sky's in for rebound. Miller at the top. Into Fonts. Tried to go backdoor to Bergeron. Bergeron able to keep it in. Crossover baseline. And we're going to get a foul, I think. Who are we calling that on? 21. So that's going to be on Ben Glasgow, his first. Sullivan back in. Just needed a quick water break, and he's back in. Glasgow to the bench. Simonson into Bergeron for two. Tough shot. Well
really
defended by
shot.
Hout.
Really tough
Sullivan rebound.
Tanner's got a better one in his repertoire there, and I think if he had it to do over again, he probably would. And that's not a shot that he hasn't been able to make.
I say he's made that a lot too, though.
But in a 2-point game at home.
Bunkers in the corner. Miller almost had it. And we're going to get the over to the back with the pressure from Miller.
Yep. Didn't get the steal, but created the turnover. Fortunately for North Polk, it's a dead ball turnover, so no run out, no easy layup. And we are right smack dab in the middle of the fourth quarter here. 4-minute game now. Blue Jays holding on to that 2-point lead. Every possession is going to be big from here, Patrick. Coach Evans calls out a play.
Albright with the ball. Bunkers on him. Now to Simonson. Miller had Albright underneath. That might not be what you were looking for. And, just a little miscommunication. Font's able to chase that ball down. Was destined to go out of bounds.
Boy, ball is getting thrown all over the place.
10 seconds on the shot clock still. Bergeron, he might pull up from the logo.
He just flatten it out and letting him go one-on-one.
Tough shot. And we're going to get a foul on Bunkers as he pushed the defender or the rebounder in to go get the loose ball.
Yeah, I have to see that again. That's a pretty tough call.
I mean, I do think there was a little bit of extension from him. I don't feel like we've seen that called all season, but Brady Schultz going to come back in.
Yeah. He kind of just put his hands lightly on the Blue Jays.
Like I said, the arm's extended, but I don't know that necessarily was a key piece to that. But we're going to go ahead and take it. Coach Evans is going to take a timeout.
Yep.
We'll use that timeout to thank the Bird's Nest for sponsoring this broadcast and all of our basketball broadcasts throughout the season. Great community partner. There's so much we could say about them, but really just a great organization. If you need to rent some space for, some type of get-together, party, 4-H event, or anything like that, they have room available for that as well. So go ahead and reach out to them and also just thank them for all the great work they do in the community. So thank you, Bird's Nest.
Great boosters.
Great boosters.
And we got the band. We got a little thriller going on.
Yep.
Hopefully this will be a haunted house of the last 322 for the Comets.
It has been a thriller.
It has been a thriller. And Probably, again, we're not in the business of point spreads and over-unders here in high school sports, but if you would have predicted how tonight would have gone, you probably would have said maybe the first team to 50 wins the game, kind of something in the high 40s, low 50s, because these two teams know each other so well. The coaches know each other's offensive sets. They played each other 3 times last year. They know each other's personnel. They know each other's tendencies. And you can see there's nothing easy for either team right now.
BC Moore had a 9.5-point difference, and I thought that was shocking.
Yeah, well, and North Polk has not had the record maybe that you would have expected them to have this year. They lost some players, maybe a little bit tougher adjustment period for them than it's been the Blue Jays, but they're going to be there at the end of the season. They're going to be a tough out.
Berggren gets it back from Simonson. Over to Simonson, now Miller with it. Still 13 seconds. Miller for 3, no good. Sullivan able to keep Fonts away.
Good box out.
Schultz with the ball. Over to Postel. Long pass over there. Now all the way back to Postel for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good, but into the hands of Postel, and we're going to get a foul, I think, on Jersey, hopefully on Jersey. And that's where we're going.
And Hudson's going to check in for Jersey after that. Just his second foul, but get Hudson back in.
Yep.
You got your starters on the floor. Again, you watch the Sullivan Fonts tussle in the middle. It's that's kind of a bailout call. And Reggie did a good job of kind of leaning into Carter there, and it wasn't Carter that picked up the foul.
On Nick?
Called it on Nick.
And that's 5.
4.
4? Where did I get a 5th? Oh, never mind. I was looking at Hudson's. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, Nick just kind of stuck his hand in there at the last second.
I also disagree that was a shoot. He passed that ball. Second free throw up and good. 5 points in the half, 17 in the game for Reggie Postel.
A lot of 4s on the board, 44-44. Both teams with 4 fouls, so the next foul for both teams puts the
2 Blue Jays,
other
1
team to the line.
Comet with 4 fouls as well. Berggren trying to get all over the place, trying to get open. Hout's been all over him. Berggren shot up, no good. Tips it to himself. Turnaround 2, no good as well. And that's off Charlie Bunkers.
Good job by Carter in there battling for the offensive boards and forcing that ball to get knocked out of bounds off of Bunkers.
Miller with it. Over to McConnell. McConnell thought about the 3. Going to drive into the paint. Over to Berggren. Berggren for 3. Off the rim. No good. Reggie Postel rebound.
Yep. It's a 2-minute game now. Blue Jays are going to stay in that zone.
Hout 2 is no good. Nick Fonts rebound.
That's a big, big possession there. Good shot.
Miller. Blocked by Postel, out of bounds. Going to stay Blue Jay ball. 25 seconds still on the shot clock.
Yeah, Postel doesn't have Miller's quickness, but he's got the length on him, and that's what he's using to his advantage right there.
Timeout from Miller, not able to get that ball in. So we're tied up, 1:28 remaining.
It's a good battle. Good battle between 2 good teams. Good 3A basketball.
Now here's where it gets interesting. You've talked for years about some of the inbounds plays Coach Evans has.
Yeah.
A lot of those, though, are going to also be ones that the Comets have seen before because of how often they've played. So
they've seen them all. So what you got to do is pull one out of the bag of tricks. And sometimes it's not necessarily about scoring off the inbound play. It can be more about getting the ball in cleanly so that you can run the offense that you want to, maybe a special for Tanner or Cole. And right now, I like Hudson McConnell's matchup. I think he's got Schultz guarding him, who's in foul trouble.
Yep.
And I like his matchup if he gets a chance to take the ball to the basket.
Yeah, Jake Hout's done a tremendous job defensively on Tanner this half. Just kind of been all over him.
Done a good job the whole game.
Good inbound to Carter. Going to drop it back off to Miller here.
Here's
Still
your set
20
play.
seconds.
Yep, here's your set play. Big possession here. They're all big from here on out.
Fonts with it over to Berger, and Berger around the McConnell screen. Long two, off the rim, no good. Fonts tips it back. Miller for three, off the rim, no good. Hout rebound this time.
Good shots, good looking shots.
We're under a minute, tie game.
Setting up for both teams to have about one possession here. North Polk might get the 2-for-1 if they go fairly quick.
Hout trying to set that screen. Albright fighting through everybody. And
oh, a technical on the North Polk coach. No, timeout. Boy, the way he put his hand, the official put his hands together, I thought he signaled a tee.
A great timeout, though, by him, because I think he just saved his team from a travel. Because there was about 6 steps there from Postel, but if you awarded the timeout before the 4th, 5th, and 6th steps, I suppose.
Boy, he did. He put his hands together. The official did, instead of just pointing at the bench, and that's why I thought it was a technical foul, and I didn't know if they were complaining about not getting a foul call there, but we're going to have 18 seconds on the shot clock, 47 on the game clock, and the way the Comets have made life difficult for the Blue Jays on these underneath inbound plays, these blobs, baseline out of bounds, as all the kids call them now. This is going to require a lot of talk and communication out of the Blue Jay defense to keep this from being easy. And I don't know if Coach Evans will stay in his zone here.
I think the one advantage you have in this situation, you're going to have Nick back down underneath.
Yeah.
And from his soccer background, he's used to controlling the field from his position.
Yeah.
So just a great communicator underneath there, helping call out what's going on, I believe.
And it's going to be man-to-man.
Postel, the inbounder, watch for him to maybe have the ball coming back to him.
Oh, there's the old on the floor. Got a break. 2 shots regardless.
But that's 5 on Nick.
The old fake handoff, dive to the basket. Good play dialed up. That's a play that a lot of teams have. Usually you run it for a left-hander on the other side of the floor, but Sullivan and Postel working that 2-man game right there under the basket.
So Fonts will be out.
Yep.
Jersey Simonson coming in. Sullivan to the line for 2. I believe he's 1 for 2 from the line and 45% on the season. So I guess maybe 46% on the season. First one off the rim, no good. Boxing out is going to be key here. A lot of times you see the Blue Jays make an offense for defense substitution anyway, getting Jersey in. So if you're holding for the last shot, that might be okay. Second one, no good. Berger and rebound, tie ball game, 40 seconds remaining.
Mercy. Okay.
You going to let him play, or are you taking a timeout as coach?
I think he's going to get it across and take a timeout.
He's going to let it run down further at least.
No, I think we're going to let her. I think we're going to let her roll.
There's about 6 second, 7 second difference between the game clock, shot clock. Bergeron with it over to Albright. Albright into the lane for 2. No! Hostile rebound.
Now the Comets have a shot. Oh, he's going to load up and shoot that. Stay with him, Jersey. Don't leave him. Oh, don't leave him, Jersey. Don't leave him.
2 seconds on the clock. Postel hits the 3.
Yeah.
Brings him up to 20 on the game. 2.1 seconds remaining. Ugh.
Yeah.
I like the drive from Carter. He got there. He got his shot up. It just didn't roll.
Yeah, great shot.
And then just need to stay on the top 3-point shooter for the other team.
Can't leave Reggie Postel, and it's a learning opportunity right there, and you're still in the game. It's going to take not a miracle, but it's going to take something pretty special. I don't think there's probably enough time. I don't know what the Blue Jay timeout situation is. I don't think there's enough time to get the ball to half court.
And call it again.
And call another timeout. That's probably going to cost you at least a second.
Yeah.
With 2.1 left.
You imagine the Comets are going to have a little bit of pressure here on the inbounds at least.
Yep. If you do get it to half court and you can call timeout, otherwise you're probably running Tanner Bergeron off of the screen. You're probably having Cole Miller throw the ball to him, and you got a second option if Tanner's covered heavily, and hopefully you're catching the ball with your momentum going forward from half court. And Hudson McConnell's going to be the trigger man, so maybe you got time for 2 dribbles before you shoot the ball.
So Comets are going to call timeout now that they saw how the Blue Jays set up.
And what you had was both Tanner Bergeron and Cole Miller in the back court. And Jersey and
Carter
at half court.
Yep. Well, we told you it would be an exciting back and forth game, and it has been.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's tough. It's tough to lose a game like this. I mean, it's gut wrenching, really, especially on your home court. And game's not over yet, but we'll see if Coach Evans can draw up something to at least get his team a shot.
You know, the advantage is like I said, you practice long threes again. You never, way more than you used to. So Comets have Hout, Postel, Corey, Sullivan, and Bunkers on the court. Blue Jays, McConnell going to inbound again.
Yep, I think Coach Evans has the same play. It might be a screen for Miller from Bergeron.
And that was a foul. Miller for 3. It's long, and Blue Jays are going to fall 44-47. I do think they fouled Carter Albright.
North Polk tried to foul.
Yeah.
They tried to foul.
Fun game. They'll see each other again.
Now you got to go steal one in Alleman later this year. You got to steal one. And look, we talked about it before the game. We knew this was a North Polk team that is much better than their record. And just maybe that little extra effort lacking tonight. And I don't know how to put my thumb quite on it, but maybe just didn't bring the juice.
Yeah.
Like we've seen here in the last couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, outside that little run there at the beginning of the second with McConnell, and then we had that little 7-point run. Like, I don't know, normally might not be the right way to put this, but we've had a lot of games where the run is 15 and 20 points.
Yeah.
And today it was 7.
Yep.
And, we didn't allow a huge run, but we also didn't get a big one, so it didn't allow us that opportunity to put the game away.
Right.
So.
Right. And puts an end to what's probably a pretty long home winning streak, too, I would guess.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what that number is, but obviously didn't lose a
game last year.
Didn't lose a home game last year. Probably went into the end of the previous season with a pretty extensive winning streak.
Yeah.
And you make it to January of 2024 without probably maybe having lost a game since 2022 here.
Yeah, that could be.
That's
a nice run.
Not anything to feel terrible about.
Reggie Posse, a key player for the Comets offensively, putting in 20. I would argue maybe just as important to their team was Jake Hout. He only 5 points, but really the best defense we've seen on Tanner Bergeron all year.
He was good.
And
very active, long.
Yep.
Made Tanner take a lot of tough, really, really tough shots.
I'm not sure there's a lot of teams that have a 6'3" athlete that can do that against Tanner, but I mean that's definitely the game plan if you have it. But
yep, for sure.
For the Blue Jays, Tanner ended up with 18 points and 6 or 7 rebounds. Hudson McConnell ended up with 12 and 3 or 4 rebounds. 9 points for Cole Miller. It felt like more than that. 3 for Carter Albright. 2 for Jersey Simonson. Just kind of a struggle to get the well-rounded offensive side of this going.
Yeah.
And, that makes for a long night, and then we had some foul trouble. But we do have a Vision Bank player of the game that we do every single game, and you made reference to one, and I'm going to go ahead and agree on that as well. Hudson McConnell really kind of showed more, I think, tonight than what we've seen offensively from him, but also defensively, going after rebounds. We saw him step up his game a little bit, I think, tonight, maybe counting in the last game as well. And I think that's key for the team going throughout the season, but specifically tonight when we're talking about a Vision Bank player of the game.
Yeah, got the team off to a good start both halves, and was aggressive driving the ball to the basket. Still, maybe not knocking down that perimeter shot the way that he wants to. That's going to come along, but seeing him get his legs back underneath him is going to be valuable. And again, Patrick, disappointment for the Blue Jays, but as we've learned in the last 36 hours, 48 hours, it's a game, and it's a privilege to be here to play tonight and to watch these kids play. And it's a tough, disappointing end of the week, but there's more games to be played this season and opportunities to strike back and get yourself in the win column next week.
Yep, life toughs. It's about how you recover a lot of times. Go be kind to somebody. And make the best of it. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys back next Friday for our next home game. But for the next week, go ahead and good night and go Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays.